Imagine this. Right now, you are holding the most powerful machine you will ever use in your entire life. Not your phone. Not your laptop. Not even the most advanced supercomputer on Earth. I'm talking about the human brain. It weighs only about 1.3 to 1.4 kilograms, but it runs everything. Your thoughts. Your emotions. Your memories. Your fears. Your dreams. Even the voice inside your head that's listening to me right now. And here's the craziest part. Your brain is the only organ in the universe that is trying to understand itself. That is like a flashlight trying to shine on its own bulb. So today, we're going to explore the brain not like a boring biology lesson, but like a journey inside the most mysterious place on Earth. Because if you understand your brain, you understand your life. Now listen carefully. Even when you are sitting quietly, doing nothing, your brain is still working harder than you think. Your brain is always controlling your heartbeat, managing your breathing, balancing your body temperature, reading your surroundings, processing sounds, filtering danger, checking faces, predicting what happens next. Even right now, while you watch this video, your brain is making thousands of decisions per second. And the shocking fact is, you are not aware of most of them. That means, your conscious mind is not the boss. Your brain is. You are basically living inside a biological control room. And only a small part of the control room is visible to you. Most people think the brain is one single unit. But that's wrong. The brain is like a massive city. Different neighborhoods do different jobs. For example, the back part of your brain helps you see. The sides help you hear and understand language. The front part helps you plan, focus, and make decisions. Deep inside are systems that control emotions, hunger, fear, and survival. So the brain is not one machine. It's millions of small systems working together. And they communicate using billions of tiny electrical signals. Like a city filled with invisible Wi-Fi signals. Except these signals are inside your skull. Now here's where neuroscience gets really interesting. Your brain is not built in one piece. It's built in layers. Almost like evolution added upgrades over time. Layer 1, the survival brain. This is the oldest part. It controls breathing, heartbeat, and basic survival. If this part stops, you stop. Layer 2, the emotional brain. This layer controls emotions like fear, anger, pleasure, stress, and motivation. It decides what matters. It decides what feels dangerous. Layer 3, the human brain. This is the newest layer. This is the part that makes you logical, creative, intelligent, self-aware, able to imagine the future. But here's the twist. Even though you think you live in the human brain, most of your decisions are heavily influenced by the emotional brain. That's why humans often know what is right, but still do what is wrong. And that is why understanding the brain is the key to understanding human behavior. Now let's go deeper. Inside your brain, there are about 86 billion neurons. Yes, billion. Each neuron is a living cell. But it's not like a normal cell. A neuron has one special job. It communicates. And it communicates using electricity and chemicals. Now imagine this. Every thought you've ever had. Every memory. Every fear. Every plan. Is basically a pattern of neurons firing in different combinations. So you are not made of thoughts. You are made of electrical activity. That's why neuroscience is so mind-blowing. Because the human mind is actually biological electricity. Here's something most people don't know. Neurons don't actually touch each other. They communicate through tiny gaps. These gaps are called synapses. And synapses are the real secret of learning. Because every time you learn something new, your brain doesn't just store information like a phone. Instead, it changes connections. It strengthens certain synapses and weakens others. That's why the famous neuroscience rule says, neurons that fire together, wire together. Meaning, if you repeat something again and again, your brain builds a stronger path for it. That's why practice improves skills. Repetition builds memory. habits become automatic. And that's also why bad habits become powerful too. Because the brain doesn't care if a habit is good or bad. It only cares if it is repeated. Now this part is extremely important. For a long time, scientists believed the adult brain could not change. They thought, after childhood, the brain is fixed. But modern neuroscience proved something shocking. Your brain can change at any age. This ability is called neuroplasticity, which means the brain can rewire itself. It can build new connections, strengthen old ones, delete useless pathways, reorganize after injury. This is why people can recover after strokes, learn new languages at 40 or 50, change behavior patterns, rebuild confidence, break addictions, improve focus. Your brain is not a rock. Your brain is clay. But here's the key. The brain changes based on what you repeatedly do. So your daily actions are literally shaping your brain structure. Now here's the scary truth. Your brain is always learning, even when you don't want it to. For example, if you spend hours scrolling short videos every day, your brain adapts. It becomes trained for quick entertainment, short attention, fast dopamine rewards. And slowly, deep focus becomes harder. Reading becomes harder. Patience becomes harder. Because your brain rewires itself based on your lifestyle. That means your brain is not just your identity. Your brain is your habits. So if you want to upgrade your life, you don't need motivation first. You need repetition. Because repetition builds wiring. And wiring builds personality. Now let's talk about something that sounds impossible. You do not see the world directly. Yes, your eyes are open. But your eyes are not actually seeing. Your eyes only collect light. That's it. They collect colors, shapes, motion, and send raw data to the brain. Then your brain does something shocking. It guesses what you are looking at. Your brain builds a model of reality. That's why optical illusions work. Because your brain doesn't show you what is there. It shows you what it expects to be there. So reality is not something you experience. Reality is something your brain creates. And this explains why two people can watch the same situation and still have completely different opinions. Because they are not seeing the same reality. They are seeing two different brain-made versions. Here's something that will surprise you. Your brain is constantly editing your experience. It removes details. It sharpens important things. It ignores things that don't matter. For example, right now, you are not feeling your shirt on your skin. But it is touching you. You are not hearing your own breathing. But it is happening. Your brain filters it out. Because if your brain showed you everything, you would go crazy. So your brain is like a professional video editor. It cuts unnecessary footage and shows you only what is useful. That means your experience of life is not the full truth. It is a filtered version. And most of the time, you don't even know what is being removed. Now let's talk about memory. Most people think memory works like a camera. Like your brain stores a video of your past. But neuroscience says that is not how memory works. Memory is not recorded. Memory is reconstructed. Every time you remember something, your brain rebuilds it. Like a movie made from pieces. And here's the scary part. When you rebuild a memory, you can accidentally change it. That's why people misremember childhood events. Witnesses can be wrong in court. Siblings remember the same story differently. False memories can feel completely real. Your brain is not lying. Your brain is filling gaps. Because the brain hates incomplete stories. It wants a complete picture. Even if it has to create one. Now this is one of the deepest truths in neuroscience. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. Your brain is designed to keep you alive. That's why your brain focuses on danger, threats, negative memories, social rejection, fear, worst-case scenarios. This is called the negativity bias. Your brain is basically a survival machine. It assumes, if something can go wrong, it might. That's why anxiety feels real, even when nothing is happening. Because your brain is practicing survival. And the most powerful realization is this: sometimes the biggest enemy is not the world outside. It is the brain's survival system, running in the background. Now let's talk about why humans do strange things. Why we overreact, panic, fall into addiction, get angry quickly, make bad decisions even when we know better. Inside your brain, there is a powerful emotional system. This system includes parts like the amygdala. Think of the amygdala as your brain's security alarm. It scans for danger. And if it senses threat, it can hijack your thinking brain. This is called an amygdala hijack. That's why in fear or anger, you stop thinking clearly. You become impulsive. You say things you regret. Because in those moments, your brain is not trying to be intelligent. It is trying to survive. And the biggest life skill is this: learning how to calm the emotional brain before it takes control. Now here's something many people ignore. Sleep is not rest. Sleep is brain maintenance. While you sleep, your brain does unbelievable work. White heavy checkmark, it cleans toxic waste. White heavy checkmark, it strengthens important memories. White heavy checkmark, it deletes useless information. White heavy checkmark, it repairs emotional stress. White heavy checkmark, it resets your attention system. That's why sleep deprivation makes people forgetful, angry, anxious, slow, emotionally unstable. So when someone says, "I don't need sleep," they are basically saying, "I don't need brain repair." And that is one of the fastest ways to destroy mental health. Now we reach the most mysterious part. The biggest question in neuroscience. How does the brain create consciousness? How do billions of cells create the feeling of "I am me"? How does the brain create self-awareness, imagination, love, fear, meaning, dreams? Science can measure brain waves. Science can map brain areas. Science can even predict decisions seconds before you notice them. But the truth is, we still don't fully understand how consciousness emerges. And that's why the brain is not just an organ. It is the birthplace of your entire reality. Because without your brain, there is no sound, no color, no emotion, no memories, no you. Now let's end with the most powerful message of all. Your brain is not fixed. Your brain is not your enemy. Your brain is a system. And systems can be trained. Every day you repeat something, your brain rewires itself around it. That means, if you repeat fear, your brain becomes better at fear. If you repeat distraction, your brain becomes better at distraction. But if you repeat learning, focus, discipline, calmness, curiosity, positive routines, then your brain adapts to that too. So the final truth is, you are not stuck. Your brain is literally built to change. And the moment you understand that, you stop being a victim of your mind. And you start becoming the designer of it.
Subscribe Info Beyond Borders now for more mind-blowing knowledge.